Are you tired of being codependent? Have you ever wondered why you're always cheating? Why do you have to always mother everyone you date?
I understand.
The biggest problem usually is people choose the wrong person. Are you ready to find out the truth? Yes. In just one video, you'll understand what you're looking for in love and what you offer. You send us your date of birth, we send you a custom video that's all about you. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out your birthday secrets today, available online at secretsofbirthdays.com. Hello, Lunar Child. Welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host, Christopher Witecki. And you probably know Valentine's Day is about 7 days away, depending on when you first check your horoscope. But to support you and help you out, we're running a sale at secretsofbirthdays.com. You have one more week if you buy an SOB. I know, isn't that funny? We joke about that in the office. Then you get a free SOB. And maybe you want to run the chart of an SOB. Hey, why not? If you've been single, run that ex-husband and the boyfriend before. It is all for the price of one, and it lasts for 7 more days. Also, if you want to meet some other freaky-deaky people like yourself, consider our little garden, soulgarden.me. That's right, it's like a Facebook for cool people. It's also like a Facebook where you can be honest. We don't judge. And we've got a person who does nothing but write articles for you all the time named Mary. And we've got a Zodiac Director that's going to say hi and show you where all the cool stuff is. So come on down to soulgarden.me and hang out with the cool people. We're there all the time. Now, if you're just now joining us, the Cancer race, or the tribe of Cancer, has been focusing on your consciousness around trust and boundaries. There are 12 states of awareness in our soul, 12 states that make up what we call this 3D reality. One state of awareness does nothing but open and close doors. It is boundary consciousness. And you know this and you're aware of it if you pay attention. As soon as someone says, hey, why don't we get a drink? Boom, your boundary has something to say about that. Yes or no? Right? Say, hey, why don't you come home with me? Boom, your boundary has something to say about that. Our boundaries, you know, it's like, ooh, do you want to go to the bathroom? Your boundary has something to say about that. It is your boundary awareness that decides to open or close. And this turns into sex, intimacy, transformation, everything, even your ability to draw in abundance. A lot of times people have great karma for abundance in their chart when I do personal readings, and they're clogged on the boundary. It's the boundary. They can't open to it. It's sitting there waiting like a pot of gold. So up until now, the Cancer race has been looking at the boundary consciousness that does not serve you. It does not serve me to go home with that guy at the bar. That was a bad boundary. Got to change that one. Or I need to serve with boundaries myself. I need to say no. I need to go to bed at 10. This has to do with self-regulation boundaries. This has to be with willing to be open to heal. I'm open to open up my father karma. So anywhere there is a boundary, either deciding that you have to open one or close one, or you've explored all that, could be betrayals, could be lies, could be all this stuff, that's been now. Now on Monday, as we start off, we're on the vertex, we're on the cusp of Chapter 2 and Chapter 3, the second and third decan, and Saturn rules the day, which means it's time to decide. Decide definitely what you do know about your boundaries. So I know I can't have this, I know it's this closes, this opens, I'm open to this, I'm closing that. Whatever you are clear on, be clear on, and say it out loud. Decide, I decide, da 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 da, right? Now your home planet, the moon, is in Leo at that time, so your emotions are shifting out of ego and into self-esteem issues. So it might be a self-esteem issue or a value consciousness issue or even a money problem that makes you start making new decisions about boundaries. Tuesday is the big day. It is the full moon. Probably a little ritual for you crabs, but this is when your home planet goes full and creates a little tug-of-war with the earth. A really tug-of-war with the GA awareness. This is your general awareness here, which is focused on trust and intimacy right now. And directly across is a full emotional spectrum of what you deserve, because the moon in Leo is going to highlight and charge your value consciousness. I deserve this and I deserve that. Right? What I deserve, or this person hasn't paid me what I deserve. And that's a boundary issue, right? If someone hasn't paid you what you deserve, they have crossed a boundary or they have failed to cross a boundary, but it is often that you are letting them get away with it, which is a boundary decision. Now, going after them is an ego thing, but the decision to draw a line is a boundary decision. Either way, this full moon gets you emotional about what you deserve and hopefully inspires you to make the important decisions necessary and act on them. Put them into action. Don't just tell them, act on it, right? Now, interestingly enough, Saturn goes retrograde on this day. Right on the full moon climax, it's like, bing, Saturn goes retrograde. Perfect symphony there with the planets. Saturn retrograde means the universe has been beating the crap out of Cancers to take better care of yourself, to innovate your home and family, to be the mother to yourself you wish you had, or even better one than you did have. But that push takes a break. So the universe goes, hey, as soon as you change your boundaries here, we're going to give you a little break on the self-nurturing thing. I wonder if the boundaries are the reason why you weren't self-nurturing in the first place. Now, for those of you who are watched over personally by me in the Guardian Agency, I will send a personal text on Wednesday. This will be referring to your own natal moon. So how you are emotional, how your emotions work, and then how does that fit into the Cancer's full moon. So give me that comparison. And regarding Saturn retrograde, I go in depth in the Act 1 videos about the Saturn retrograde. This is almost like Act 2 of Act 1. And this is a real turning point of Act 1. And if you bought it, go back and watch right now. This will be very valuable for you to watch this week and just remind yourself of this moment because I can get deeper there. If you didn't buy it, they're still available at soulmart.me. All right. Now, on Wednesday, the universe wastes no time. We've got a grand trine in Earth triggered by your home planet, the moon, which now shifts into Virgo consciousness. So your emotions and your thoughts start co-triggering. This makes your emotions and thought kind of hyperactive. Remember, our thoughts are one state of awareness, our emotions are another. We know this. I think he's a nice guy, but I feel like he's a jerk. Right? Your states of awareness on separate pages. They get forced together is what happens in this particular transit, and it triggers a grand trine. So with the forcing them together, what does it do? It makes you bring, or allows you to bring, the wisdom of 3 states of awareness all into one conclusion. Now for you, you are feeling and thinking differently. That's what the moon in Virgo means. That leads to you expanding Jupiter. What is Jupiter? Jupiter is pushing you to expand your world. By thinking differently, you're introduced into new worlds, new groups, new societies, new friends. And what does that do? Well, Pluto says that means that you're stepping away from bad marriages, bad partnerships, and bad relationships. So by aligning your thoughts and feelings in the right attitude, this happens for you on Wednesday. And what is the sun in Aquarius about? It's about boundaries. So perhaps the lesson is about boundaries within yourself and not anyone else anyways. Just saying. Now, on Thursday, emotions rule the day, the moon rules the day. It's kind of a Cancerian day. I think you'll feel pretty good regardless. The moon will cross over Virgo, so that might be a big spike in attitude. Or it is also the predisposition for a mind game and falling into a pit of sorrow. I would text you to kind of keep you in the happiness if you're in GA, but you got to remember, keep it on the positive. That Mars retrograde is an invitation to fall into the old poor me stuff, and that's the whole point. Stay strong when Mars is not there. Right? Now, the sun is moving to the moon, but from this point on, we are moving into chapter 3, and what that means is it's time to start getting your emotions behind these new boundaries. Okay, so for instance, if a boundary was between you and a guy that's not good for you, you got to get your emotions behind it, right? So you start missing him and wanting him at night, it's like, okay, remember why we did this? So getting your emotions behind your new boundaries is what chapter 3 is about, and that begins on Thursday. Friday, things perk up. Jupiter rules the day, so I think you're going to be optimistic. It is a day of exploring, okay? Can you find a way to get what you want? Can you find a way to say no and yes at the same time? Those types of paradoxical solutions come on days like Jupiter ruled days. So it's an exploration of boundaries on Jupiter. Your home planet, the moon, moves out of out of Virgo and into Libra. So you might be tired as the day moves on and you'll fall into some fatigue because this is going to be a weekend of nesting and resting, and Friday night really probably stay at home. You need to nest and rest and wring out your emotions from the last 30 days, which is what every good healthy Cancer must do. At least cry at least once a month, usually 3 times if you want to know the transits. Now, one thing I want to remind you, we've got a live webcam radio show called SG Live. Come on down. You can chat with us. You talk. We take callers. I do readings. I have guests. This is me talking about all the stuff I don't get to talk about in the horoscope. These are already 10 minutes long for crying out loud. So come on down to SG Live, and we will be recording it this week. It is at 11 a.m. Pacific. That is 2 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. in London. All right, moving to the weekend. Kind of a turbulent Saturday. Uranus rules the day, so you might flip, you might slip on a banana peel, you might freak out that someone got through a door. it is an innovation vibration, so some sort of electrical spark to the boundary system. It might be an innovation, like, oh my God, I figured out a way to get it all I want, where to put the boundaries. That's where it's leading. The universe is trying to lead you to seeing where things need to be yes and no, but if you're really blind, it could mean a little bit of a breakdown. The moon in Libra makes you really feel it at home. So probably this is an at-home weekend for the Cancers. I mean, it'll be difficult to go through transits and have to be in public. I'll just tell you that. But Saturday is the worst of it. I'm not really concerned. What's interesting, though, is the whole Uranus-Venus conjunction. Venus and Uranus, something about Saturday. I mean, I'm sitting here interpreting with you, but by you changing boundaries, by you allowing yourself to go with this in Uranus, Uranus-Venus says you're opening to receive at work now. So the spiritual work opens you up in your career. Who knew? You were all thinking it was all husband work, and yet career is part of the issue. So look for that. Sunday is a chill day. You'll be chatty, you'll be wanting to think, you'll process, but it's not a horrible day by any means. In fact, Sunday would be a better day than Saturday. You have to pick one to do something fun. I'd pick Sunday if I were you, crap. All right, Cancers, that's all I have for this 7-day forecast. I'll either be texting you within the next hour or so, or I'll see you in 7 days. But either way, live, love, be.